Hello, dear ones. Today we are going to be talking about using your support. So, when I'm talking about support, I'm talking about using your diaphragm, that wonderful muscle God gave you right below your lungs that gives your voice that element of strength, of sounding powerful, of sounding strong, and of being able to sing in a way that you can do every single day and reproduce 8 shows a week if need be. So we're going to do a couple exercises to activate that diaphragm. We're going to do a couple exercises to activate that diaphragm, and we're going to do a couple exercises to practice sustaining support. So we're going to start with just warming it up with a little staccato exercise. It's very choppy. And before we start, I want you to go and put a hand on your diaphragm and just give a big belly laugh. Just give me a or ha ha ha. And I want you to feel that muscle flexing. So that's what we're going to use for this exercise. It's going to sound like this. Ha 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 ha. So I will do the first 3 with you, and then you will be singing with my piano. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Wonderful. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to keep that same exercise, but instead of being staccato or choppier on the way down, we're going to hold that last note. So I want you to think of flexing your diaphragm a couple times and then flexing, and I don't want you to think of pushing as much as I want you to think of using that muscle, of flexing that muscle and letting it stretch downwards. So it's going to sound like this. Ha ha ha. I'll do the first 3 with you, and then you'll be singing with my piano. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Right, great. That one's one of my favorites. This next one we're going to do is all about sustaining that support. So with this exercise, I want you to imagine that you are dropping an anchor out of a boat, and that anchor is your diaphragm and it's going down. So I want you to think about engaging that diaphragm and letting it stretch downwards as your voice is going up and singing and your mouth is opening more upwards. So it's going to sound like this. So we're using the sounds ooh, oh, and ah. I'll do the first three with you, and then you'll be singing with my piano. Wonderful. This last one we're going to do is still about engaging that diaphragm and maintaining that support throughout an exercise. So we're going to be using the sound ba. And before I demonstrate it, I want us to just take a big deep sigh together, and I want you to feel where your diaphragm is below your lungs, and I want you to feel what goes on. All right, let's do it together. And once more. That's the feeling that we're trying to use during this exercise. So we need to really sigh through it. It's going to sound like this. Ba, 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 ba. It's very relaxed, but very engaged still. And we're just going to sigh through it all the way up and down. I'll do the first 3 with you, and then you'll be singing with my piano. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Beautiful. We will wrap it up there for today. If you're not used to singing with your diaphragm, or if this is your first time really activating that muscle, you might notice that you feel a little worn out or a little sore even tomorrow, or maybe even later today. But the more you do this exercise, the stronger that muscle is going to get and the stronger your voice is going to be. Because the foundation of a great voice starts with great support. All right, go sing.